Happiness starts with you. We go through life doing our best to reach our dreams and our goals. We think that once we've achieved success, we'll finally be happy and at peace with the world. This may be true. However, the simple fact is that not everyone's going to end up successful. Only a small minority will reach the pinnacle of wealth and power. Most of us are going to get stuck living mediocre lives. So, the question is, does that mean only a small percentage of people are going to live happy lives? Are the rich, powerful and successful the only ones with the right to be happy? The answer is, fortunately, no. You need neither money nor power to have a happy and fulfilling life. After all, happiness is a state of mind. You can have all the money in the world and still be unhappy. On the other side of the coin, you can have no worldly possessions but still live a very happy life. In this in-depth guide on happiness, you're going to learn that your happiness isn't dependent on money, career, or status in life. It starts with you. 1. The road to happiness. We all have different definitions of happiness. What might make you happy may not be a source of happiness for other people. What others call their source of joy and fulfillment may be a source of disdain for you. For instance, many may say their happiness comes from their families and their good health. For others, it might be their jobs and their careers. For some, it's their wealth and their social standing in the community. For more than a few people, tasty food and drinks light them up like no other. 2. Figure out why you're unhappy. Ask yourself this very important question. If you answer, no, then what are you doing about it? Are you taking any steps towards the job or career you want? Or, do you feel like you're trapped in a day job you don't particularly like, but you stay in it because it pays the bills? For many people, this is a common dilemma. They know they're not happy with their current jobs, but they stay in it year in and year out. They may not like it, but they feel like they have no other choice. Over a period of time, their day jobs become their comfort zone. They become afraid of pursuing their passions. If you're one of them, then you need to figure out how you can free yourself to pursue your interests and your passions in life. Are your thoughts making you unhappy? Of course, you can easily tell yourself to stop thinking negative thoughts. Here's a trick you can try right now. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, tell yourself to stop. Take a deep breath and imagine your whole body's coated in oil and the negativity's sliding off of you. With the negativity banished from your mind, you can then let your positive thoughts take over. Are you aiming for perfection? There are lots of things you can be aiming for, perfection isn't one of them. Why? Because when you set perfection as your ultimate goal, you're inevitably setting yourself up for failure. Not just any failure, but a catastrophic one at that, especially if you give it your all. Instead of perfection, aim for something more realistic, like excellence, for instance. It's still higher up on the achievement scale, but at least, it's more attainable. Not a single one of us is perfect, so why aim for perfection? Perfection is, to put it bluntly, overrated. When you aim for perfection, you set a bar so high that when you make a single, tiny mistake, it can cause everything you've worked so hard for to crumble. When you aim for excellence, however, you give yourself a fighting chance to succeed. You're not going to be scared to go out there and make a fool of yourself because you know your chances of making it are good. You use your mistakes and your failures as learning experiences. And the other benefit of aiming for excellence? You've always got some more room to grow. You can be the best performer at work, in school, or your sport, and still have the opportunity to do an even better job next time. Once you've figured out why you're unhappy, you'll be able to move forward and finally be on the path to creating happiness in your life. 3. Be grateful and be appreciative. 10 things you should appreciate in life. Family. Friendship. Health. Love. Tears. Nature. Time. Yourself. Yes, you. Learn to appreciate yourself. You're not perfect, nobody is. But you've come a long way since your mother gave birth to you. Think about all your successes and your failures, your hopes, and your dreams. Then think about the people you've met along the way, how you've helped them in one way or another. Think about the legacy you're going to leave behind. Learn to appreciate everything you have in your life, both good and bad. In the end, they all come together to provide a unique life experience that's meant to challenge you and bring out the best in you. When you stop worrying about everything and start appreciating every little thing in life, your happiness will become apparent, not just to yourself, but to everyone around you, too. 4. Your comfort zone isn't making you happy. Here are other ways you can break out of your comfort zone. Remind yourself of your dreams, be brave and face your fears, learn a new skill. Strike up a conversation. 5. Embrace and welcome change. You can discover new opportunities, you'll grow as a person, you'll discover your strengths and weaknesses, you'll learn new ways to solve problems. No one's perfect. Just pick up where you left off and never stop working on making yourself a better person each and every day. 7. Learn to love yourself first. Loving yourself is a prerequisite to creating a life of happiness. Here are a few tips. You love what you see in the mirror. You don't need to have the most beautiful or the most handsome face in the universe to appreciate your looks. You also don't need to have a supermodel's body to say you look sexy. We can't all be so fortunate to win the genetic lottery. But the truth is, even those we think look perfect have insecurities as well. We think that making ourselves look perfect is the only way to appreciate what we see in the mirror. But when we're constantly comparing ourselves to somebody else, and we're always spotting imperfections even when there are none, then it's never going to stop, is it? You'll never be satisfied with your looks and yourself. You'll always find something to criticize. You just need to work on accepting yourself for who you are. That includes your looks. Whether you like it or not, it's the face you were born with. Learn to look beyond the physical. Sooner or later, you'll be comfortable in your own skin, and the mirror will finally become your friend. You prioritize yourself above everyone else. Prioritizing yourself over others is not a sign of selfishness, it just means you love yourself more than others. You take care of your body and your health. Learn to listen to your body. When you're stressed and tired, take a nap. Take a day off. Go away for the weekend. Sometimes, you may also want to do nothing at all for the whole day. Binge watching Netflix isn't ideal if you do it every day. But if it's just once a week or once a month, then it shouldn't be a problem, especially if it helps you take your mind off stressful things like work. Give yourself some room to breathe. As the saying goes, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You not only get to have fun, but you also give your body a much-needed break from the hustle and bustle of your daily routine. 8. Build positive relationships. Be more understanding. Whether you like it or not, one of the best ways you can build relationships with others is to be more understanding. Try being open-minded when meeting new people. After all, we all have our differences. We are unique individuals with our own attitudes, our own beliefs, our own cultures. When you're more understanding, you can easily imagine yourself in the other person's shoes to know where they're coming from. Be a good listener. Listening is so much more than just being someone's sounding board. Listen to what the person is saying and try to understand what's actually being said, instead of just nodding absent-mindedly. Good listeners make great friends. It shows you truly care about the other person. Be a good communicator. A lot of problems can arise when communication lines get crossed. This is why it's essential to develop your communication skills. It's so easy to assume everyone understands what you're saying, when in fact, they're taking it the wrong way. Relationships can quickly go sour because of this. You're saying one thing, but the other person is interpreting it in an entirely different manner. Positive relationships do so much for us. The more positive relationships you have, the happier you will generally be. Happy relationships build our self-esteem and help us go through the motions of life in a more positive state. This, in turn, has a desirable effect of making you enjoy life more. 9. The right choices in life. Here are 3 signs you're making the correct call. Your instincts say it's the right choice. You've probably made decisions before where deep inside you absolutely know you're doing the right thing, even though your mind says you're making a mistake. And it turned out that you were right. In most cases, you probably didn't even know why you made that choice, you just know that deep in your heart it was the right call. Some superstitious people may say it was your guardian angel or some higher, invisible power telling you what to do. But for those who believe in science, they say it's a combination of past experiences and knowledge. Our brains somehow connect the dots and interpret the data to tell us what to do. There are countless stories of people who've listened to their intuition and lived to tell about it. They've somehow managed to avoid accidents, disasters, bankruptcies, and other equally life-changing or life-ending events. So, if you're faced with a difficult decision right now, try listening to what your gut says. You're proud of your decision. If your decision is something you can live with, then it's a good sign you've made the right choice. But if you're going to be ashamed of it, then obviously it's the wrong one. Here's an example: you find yourself attracted to someone, but you know they're already married, and this person also confessed they feel the same way about you. Should you pursue the relationship or not? If you can live with the idea of ruining someone's marriage, then that's your choice. But if your morals and your values tell you that doing so is wrong, then you need to do the right thing. In the end, you'll be proud of yourself. You can sleep soundly at night knowing you didn't cheat and destroy your marriage. You've weighed the pros and cons. Big decisions need analysis. In some cases, listening to your gut instinct probably isn't going to do you any favors. For example, moving to another country isn't a small thing. Leaving everything familiar behind can't be easy. But you know that there's a better opportunity waiting for you abroad. Your gut instinct will probably tell you to stay, but your logic may tell you to go for it. Whatever the case may be, write down the pros and cons of each option. Then sit on it for a few days and come back to it when you've thought things through. In the end, what's important is that you go after what's going to make you happy. You may ask other people for their input, but remember, it's your life, and your actions will impact you more than anybody else. 10. Paying it forward. Paying it forward simply means doing the same favor you've received from someone else to other people. For instance, someone did a small, kind favor for you today. Instead of paying back that person, you do the same kind favor to someone else. Paying it forward is a very powerful concept. One random act of kindness has the power to change someone's day for the better. Imagine if everyone in the whole world practiced this concept. One good deed can touch billions of people. While we can only dream about living in a much better world, paying it forward can truly make a lot of people's lives better. Your generosity and your kindness are going to make others happy. But will it make you happy as well? Well, research says yes. Giving makes you feel good about yourself. You may have hurt a lot of people in the past, but when you do a good deed for a stranger, you think there may be hope for you yet. It gives you a rush that's unlike any other. It makes you feel fantastic. You did something that helped somebody, and made them happy in the process. It makes us happy.